I was stuck for years with a huge creative block, and I had no idea how to fix it. Then I found the solution, and it was child's play. No, really. When I remembered some things that children do, I was able to rediscover my creative genius, and so can you. Hi, I'm Hope Weinstein. I'm the author of The Creative Toolbox, a practical guide for discovering and using your creativity, and I love helping people as they navigate their creative journeys. Do you know that young children have much better ability to access amazing ideas and solutions than the rest of us? Why is that? Because children hold 5 keys that unlock creative genius whenever they want to use it. So what are those 5 keys? Let's get into them now. Key number 1, children have great attention spans for what they want to do. Maybe you remember when you were a child and you were so absorbed in something you loved to do that you would lose track of time. There are children that cannot for the life of them sit still in their seats at school, but if they're doing something they love, they have the focus of a brain surgeon. My son has that when he's doing tricks on his bike. I had it as a child when I drew or wrote or colored. What did you get lost in as a child? Key number 2, children don't naturally have boundaries. They are taught to have them. Now, I'm not saying some boundaries shouldn't be taught. After all, we don't want to have a 2-year-old touching a hot stove. But safety aside, children haven't lived as many years to develop the number of boundaries that adults have. Having fewer boundaries enables children to see an abundance of possibilities. They don't go around censoring their ideas because their ideas have not been judged as much as adults. When you have an idea, or when you hear someone else's idea, do you find yourself saying, yes, but, or no, because rather than censoring ideas, children try them out. Key number 3, children ask a lot of questions until they get to school. Have you ever spent time with an average 4 or 5-year-old? If you have, you know there's one word they use a lot: why. Why this? Why that? Why the other thing? The more years children are in school, the less time they spend asking their own questions. In fact, they spend more time answering their teacher's questions than asking their own. There is so much to cover during the school day that there's often no time for questions initiated by a child that might be considered off topic. As their own questioning gets censored, their natural curiosity is often extinguished. Do you remember a time when you may have stopped asking many questions? Key number 4, children aren't afraid to be wrong. Fear of wrong must be taught. Children learn a lot through trial and error. Adults usually, meaning adults, condition children to feel like being wrong is something to be ashamed of. But really, being wrong is simply an effect of the process of exploration. We would have no great scientists if they were so afraid of being wrong. Like the creation of boundaries, fear of being wrong must be taught. And children tend to believe that adults have all the answers, so they must be right. And are we adults always right? Not so much. Key number 5, children naturally find that there is more than one answer or solution. Why? Because all the trial and error that they've learned from, they're constantly trying things out. But once children enter the school system with its emphasis on standardized tests, typically with a multiple choice format, they're taught to believe that there is only one right answer. So a lot of times children are then steered away from finding other possibilities and solutions. So if you want to have access to the keys that our creative genius children have, what are some steps you can take? Well, step number 1, spend 5 to 10 minutes each day doing something you love to do. More if you have the time. Allow yourself to get lost in the activity for that time. Make a mental note or even journal about how that time spent made you feel. Step number 2, look at the positive of an idea first. When you have an idea or you hear someone else's idea, respond with what you like about it, rather than immediately saying or thinking, yes, but, or no, because look at the merits of it and see what ideas you can brainstorm. Step number 3, get in the habit of asking more questions in your life. You can start with the small stuff like, how was your day? And see what other questions you can ask before you move on to deeper stuff. This is good practice for reigniting your curiosity and ultimately sparking more creativity in your life. Step number 4, remind yourself that you are human and it is okay to be wrong about something. In fact, it's better to accept that you are sometimes wrong so that you can learn from the experience and move on to a better solution. Step number 5, try to find more than one solution to a problem. When trying to solve problems, take some extra time to see if you can find multiple solutions rather than stopping at the first solution you can think of. Not only will you have some backup solutions in case the first one doesn't work out, but you'll gain the mental flexibility you need for unlocking your creative genius. Well, that's it for now. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you found this information helpful. And please stay tuned for more creative tools. See you soon.